Hey, Chris Lipe here with Judith, A Perfect Circle. Maynard James Keenan, multitracks, or in this case better described as stems. I have submixes of different instrument groups. So I have the vocals by themselves, I have several drum tracks, and some guitar tracks, and then some little additional sorts of things. Interesting layout, if you ask me. I felt like I had to do this song, or really wanted to do this song, because the message is so relatable. Lots of you watching this probably know the background, but Maynard wrote this song after his mother, who got paralyzed mostly after having a stroke. And Maynard's, observing the way that she behaves, and Maynard's like, why? This is, and I feel like that why gets us all. We see things that we don't understand. We experience things that we don't understand, and why? We can't do anything else. These things are completely out of our control, and I totally want to make this about the music, but this particular song has stuck with me through the years as I've seen families suffer, as I've been through some suffering myself. Anytime I am close to someone or know someone who's close to someone where something happens and you're just like, anyway, enjoy this fantastic vocal performance. Wonderful musical arranging. I'm able to do stuff like this on my channel because I teach people how to sing, and I'm able to use these multi-track sounds and song sessions because it falls under fair use. What this means is I can't play the whole song all the way through. It means I can't play large portions of the song, and I must start and stop quite a bit and add educational sorts of commentary to it. So if you want to hear the whole song, just go listen to the whole song. But if you want to dive into some of the nuances of production and arranging, this is the place you want to be. If you want to discover what your voice can really do, you have questions about, am I doing this right or am I doing that right? Click the link below and join my free course, and I'll help you work through some of this stuff. All right, let's get into this. Let's start with some of the drums. So clearly a kick drum mic, like that's what we have here. What's interesting is when I listen to how... So that's a gate on the snare. That's not all that accurate of a gate. And then it's opened up there. I think a lot of times those of us who have worked with acoustic drum sets using gates, we try to get that gate super accurate, or maybe even sometimes we'll go through and we'll, do this sort of thing and just get the snare hit, do something like that. And it's kind of neat to hear these stems because this isn't necessary. It's masked. If we listen to this, we hear a few things, which I think is really interesting. We hear, first of all, a fantastic room sound, but we also hear that they have some sort of ducking going on in these room sounds where the snare comes out, the raw snare mic comes out a little bit, and the room mics duck down. It's interesting to hear those sorts of techniques being used. You wouldn't think that just by listening, right? Fantastic drum sound. And then we've got this other drum track here. Let's see here. Just the toms. So we don't hear any tom ringing here. That's intentional, right? We get rid of all the information in between the tom fills because we don't need that messy sound in there. That's cool. Always love these guitars, man. I mean, I love the original. The panning choices are super interesting to me. They're not as wide as you'd think they are. You've got those octave things that go way out, right? But this part right here, those are narrow. Let's listen to the bass and the guitar together. Yeah, wow. And then the panning changes there too. We know that part. Additional guitar tracks here that we can hear in isolation. That's neat. Again, here, notice the panning. It's right in the middle. It's rare. It's making room for all these other dreamy parts. Very cool. Oh. Interesting to hear that without bass. So tight. Get a handle on the bass tone by itself. I like that crunchy. You notice when the bass goes higher, it sounds very clean, and then when it goes lower, it breaks up a bit more. I think part of that is it sounds like it's being played with a pick, but I think part of it also is that we do have two bass feeds. We can't see that in these tracks, but we have a cleaner one that reacts better with those higher sounds, and then as you overload it a little bit more, that dirty bass feed becomes more prominent, and you hear it differently in the different registers of the bass. It's a really common way to record bass, with like a direct, clean direct, and then a mic'd cabinet, and you might have like a little bit of drive on one of those signals. So anyway, let's get into some vocals. And the production on these from Maynard, these are wet. These are wet vocals, and there's some cool arranging things going on as well.
You're such an inspiration for the ways that I will never ever choose to be. Oh, so many ways for me to show you how your Savior has abandoned you. Thank your God!
By the way, these are the censored versions, the ones I got. But it's interesting. Listen to this sound.
You're such an inspiration.
It's a wide sound, but it's one performance. This is not a doubled vocal right here. This is a combination of a light chorus that widens the sound. We've got drive on it, and then his performance. He's compressing his voice as he's using his voice a little bit too, and Maynard's amazing at this. I've done lots of videos on Maynard. If you want more particular how to sing like Maynard stuff, be sure to check out the Tool and A Perfect Circle videos that I've done on the channel. I'm not going to be doing that so much in this video.
Has abandoned you. Thank your God, your Lord, your Christ. He did this. Took all you had and left
So those are doubled.
all you had and left you this way. Still pray, never stray, never taste of the fruit, never thought to question why. It's not like you.
So, and you have this A-B thing going on with the vocals, which is really cool, and you can hear the different transitions really well.
Left you this way. Still pray, never stray, never taste of the fruit.
Never Tasted the Fruit is super localized. He doesn't have the chorus and widening, slap delay sorts of effects and spatial augmentation that the lead vocal has, which I think is neat to hear in context.
It's not like you killed someone.
And there you can hear this delay happening.
It's not like you killed someone. It's not like you drove a hateful spirit to his side.
I like hearing those cut breaths. Again, we don't have to be that precise and anal when we're editing our vocals.
It's not like you drove a hateful spirit to his side. Praise the one who left you broken down and paralyzed. He did it all for you.
Maynard's always really good at holding out notes. I love how the tone changes.
He did it all for you.
How he slides down there. Yeah! He lets it go and he gets more mellow. It doesn't sound like he's running out of breath. Gradually changes that tone. It's so pleasing, and it so perfectly fits with the rest of the mix. It sort of becomes an instrument. I love that about Maynard's voice. Oftentimes, I find that it becomes an instrument. It's fun to hear it in isolation.
Did it all for you.
A big part of that is that he's not singing you. He changes it to yaw. He changes it to that vowel shape, and that just blends right in.
Did it all for you.
And that's yeah. Love it.
Oh, some man with me to show you how your dogma has abandoned you. Pray to your Christ, to your God. Never taste of the fruit. Never stray, never break, never so caught alone. Even though he's the one who did this to you. Never thought to
Now here you can hear a bit more effect on they did this to you.
did this to you.
It's a slap delay, so it's not quite as dry this time. But listen here.
Taste of the fruit.
The Taste of the Fruit is drier.
Never taste of the fruit. Never stray, never break, never so caught alone. Even though he's the one who did this to you. Never thought to question why. Not
So that's super interesting. You've got this effect chain being added to that call and response, to those higher, more aggressive vocals. And I would have never, ever heard that kind of thing just listening. Maybe if I really known to listen for it, I'm going to listen to this song differently now, even though I've listened to it, I don't know how many times, tons of times. But these are the kinds of fun things that you discover when you get to listen to these isolated tracks.
Not like you killed someone. It's not like you drove a spiteful spirit to his side. Talk to Jesus Christ as if he knows the reasons why. He did it all for you.
Oh yeah, this is fun to hear. Oh, with that reverb trail that comes in, sneaks in there. It begins to sound like a synth, and all those voices become one. That's cool. Oh, yeah, cool. Oh, and you hear the little, like, sort of moan outs there. His voice is wavering a little bit, but in the context it sounds great. Okay, now we're all waiting for this. Did it all for you! That is awesome! Never before have I heard those layers like that. That is really neat. I gotta listen again. Did it all for you! It starts completely dry, and then you've got the... Oh, my mind has always been so focused on that scream at the end and how long he holds that I never really paid attention to all those little other things. You know, you got the guitar. I mean, listen to when you get the whole thing in there. I mean, I hear it, and I've always heard the background vocals, but not really in the orchestrated way that we just heard it. That was super neat. Thanks so much for going on this journey with me. Again, if you'd like more help with your own voice, click that link below and join my free voice course. And be sure to check out all the other Maynard videos I've done as well. See you soon.